I'm gonna have a clown.
No clown.
Bouncy house.
Woo!
Yeah. All going down to Phoenix.
Dang, if we were in California, I know who to call to give you a bouncy castle. The realtor who sold me my condo, that was her other sidekick. Was the bouncy castles.
Really?
Yeah, she like rented them to people for their parties. I'm not even kidding.
Do you think we could get one for Ray's birthday party?
I don't know way to get in contact with her.
Oh.
Her husband he worked for Oakland PD. He was in the homicide department.
It's still gonna be probably 100 degrees that day, Matt.
That's why we're gonna need a nice air-conditioned bouncy castle from Pete's Hooker.
Realtor.
Actually, we could like have the slide go into the deep end.
Oh,
Slide in the pool.
a bouncy water slide. That's fucking awesome. Yes. And then once everybody gets into the pool, they all pee in the pool.
Fuck no.
Yeah, because you know that's gonna happen.
That would be cool. Are we recording?
Maybe.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fast Talk Podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you're watching. It's Sunday evening here in Las Vegas, and
It's hot as fuck.
it is really, really hot. We are at Bar Kona. Thank you to Kona and the proprietors of Bar Kona for being the only bar in Nevada that is open right now. We definitely appreciate that, and appreciate you letting us be here. So a little bit earlier today, the Golden Knights lost their first game of the playoffs. That's how we're going to lead off, right?
Yeah, that's how we lead off.
Okay. Yeah, I can't say enough about Corey Crawford. Corey Crawford had himself a game today, and he single-handedly extended the series. Well, his counterpart on the other side had a little bit to do with it. He used his head to put a puck in the net. But overall, great game by Crawford.
If you were a neutral fan, yeah, this was a fucking fantastic game.
Yeah,
We were just bombarding him, shot after shot, and they made a note. They're like, they're going upstairs on purpose because they think they can catch Crawford above the glove, and they're purposely going glove side, and they're purposely going high. Because we were launching a lot of pucks over the net. Like I think Shea Theodore launched about 70 pucks over the net.
Everything was going in that direction, and he was just stopping everything. And you got to hand it to him. I mean, to look at what the Blackhawks did to just really stimmy that Knights offense, it was pretty damn amazing. And it wasn't much the Blackhawks defense.
No,
it was the Blackhawks goalie.
They're playing like shit, but Crawford is saving their ass.
Now, I was talking to Ray last night, and we were talking about the differences with the Blackhawks, and kind of think going forward, this team most likely has done it. There's a strong chance that
Kicks come back from 3-0, 0-3.
Yeah, the Sharks came back from a 3-1 deficit against the Knights last year too, but so it can be done.
I said the doubt creeps in, and then there's one thing that the Knights suck at: it's adversity. And when shit doesn't go their way, they fucking crumble.
But that was a Gallant's Knights. That was not DeBoer's Knights. DeBoer's Knights haven't really faced adversity yet, though. They've been really good since he came on.
They've won 17 of 20 games since he's come on.
That's pretty darn good. I want to talk so Ray texted me, Blackhawks are just too old, and
they're the youngest team in the league.
That was my response. But
average.
So we were talking last night, and we probably spent about half an hour talking about this. The difference between the Kane, Taves, Keith Crawford core versus the youth core with the DeBrinkets, the Kirby Docks, the Cuba Leaks.
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, with these guys. And Ray's thought is move forward from these guys. Move on. And I thought,
You want to move forward from Patrick Kane and Taves, and you can't get rid of those two. You could probably get rid of Crawford and no one would throw a riot.
I think Crawford's going to retire after this year, to be honest with you, and I think they're going to bring back
Well,
Leonard,
what I was telling Matt, my thing is, on paper, they look great. They should be winning. Why aren't they winning? Why are they losing the way they're losing?
You're totally dependent upon one line.
But
as
break
of
up
this
the line.
moment.
And they used to have them on
They
different
don't. They have
lines.
Taves and Kane on different lines.
They used to.
But
they got this other guy.
There was the comment today. There was 4 minutes to go in the game, and they were like, Duncan Keith is probably going to stay on the ice till the game is over. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like a 4 minute? He's going to do a 4-minute shift.
And with you're just fueling my fire. Yeah, they're on the same line, whatever. Well, if you can't break them up and mix them up on different lines and make each line better, then why have them? Because they're not winning. They're not winning enough.
I wanted us to get Jonathan Taves last
They're not winning enough games.
I wanted the Knights to get Jonathan Taves last year.
I think that's a solid point. Is you have a great youth influx into this team. You have, I mean, Kane and Taves are two of the best in the NHL. And I hate to admit that. I mean, those of you, if you know me and you've been watching Fast Talk or listening to Fast Talk for a while, you know that I am not a Patrick Kane fan. I'm not any Kane fan. You know, Patrick Kane, Harry Kane, Kane's mayonnaise, Kane and Abel. I hate every Kane there is. You name it, I hate him. Except for Bill Kane, who was my first grade principal at Hedge School, and shout out to the Hedge School kids. Michael Kane.
Spelled differently.
Still not a big fan.
Spelled differently.
Was it Cider House Rules that he was in? Good movie.
I know you like sugar cane.
No, don't even like sugar cane. That's bad for you. That's why I got the diabetes. I'm drinking beer, Ray.
It's in your Mexican Coke.
Oh, don't get me going on Mexican Coke.
Don't get Dana going on Mexican Coke.
We couldn't find a Mexican Coke at the store today. Anyways, I think with those three guys, I think it could be beneficial to put them on different lines and let the youth go with them and let them kind of lead, but I think it's a solid point, and you know you have a guy in Florida in Queenville that would be happy to take on one of, if not both. I mean, that would be a hell of a blockbuster trade. If I were Florida and you offered me Kane and Taves or Taves and Keith or something, I'd give you a couple. I'd give you my first round picks for 4 or 5 years.
You'd have to throw in like Barkov, and they had another guy that's Eric Hall will probably be in that trade because he's going to be on every NHL team by the end of his career.
They haven't done anything since they
the
last
thing is,
won.
like, and I texted you, and
You're
toward
right.
the end of the game yesterday, I was like, Kane is going to be dead on the back-to-back, and he was. He didn't play very well. He was garbage. He was garbage today.
And his
they got 2. What was the first goal? I missed the first goal. I was doing something. The second goal was that dude was literally behind the line, and Leonard just helped him out.
And they were like, he scores, and I'm like, how did he score? He was behind the net. That doesn't make sense. And then they show the replay, and I'm like, did he just fucking head that in? Like, that was a better header goal than some header goals I've seen in the sport where you actually header goal like in soccer. I'm like, geez, I hope Brett Lashbrook is watching because if Robin Leonard needs a job, you know, hey, the Lights might need somebody to do some headers, seeing as they haven't won a game all year. Every Vegas team won yesterday except for the Lights. Brett Lashbrook. But anyways, back to the point. Like when you look at the Blackhawks on paper versus the Golden Knights on paper, this series should be 3-1 Blackhawks, not 3-1 Knights.
They're the individuals. That's what I even said that on the preview.
That's what I've been saying about Kane for all these years, isn't it?
That's my point.
What did I say? What did I text you?
Keep fueling my fire because
toward the end of the game. What did I say? I said Boulder needs to boulder. Because when it comes down to it, the Blackhawks need something. Chances are they're going to get it. We don't have that guy. We don't have that guy. And they have 2 of them.
And you know what frustrates the hell out of me is...
And I'm like, what I need from a $9 million man, and I think I've said it on every fucking podcast. Like, when you need to take over the game, we're paying you $9 million.
Every single
You should
game.
take over the game. I mean, hell of a pass to Carlson on the Saturday game. On the shorty.
Yeah.
That was fucking
beautiful.
amazing. And he's great defensively, but I need you to elevate and just...
You need a point. You need over a point per game from Stone. Tuck has had a really good series.
Tuck has had a good playoff bubble run.
What bugs me is that...
He was honestly the one I thought would get us the second goal today.
Well, and that's it, is where I still feel that he is unsure of what to do when he gets the puck down there and it's a 2-on-2 or 3-on-2 situation. I still don't know if he wants to pass or shoot it himself, and it feels like he does the opposite of whatever we want him to do. When we want him to shoot, he passes. When we want him to pass, he shoots.
Who's his cousins and Rob, Nick Wall, right? That's his line mates. Shoot the puck every time, Tuck.
I mean, Cousins has been playing really well too.
Newweeken's been playing well, but
Newweeken, yeah.
What is your father's brother? Father's uncle's son?
Uncle's son.
Uncle's son.
Uncle's son, yeah. But What about Patty Brown? Patty Brown's
He got the
played
goal,
really
he's-
well for two games, and he almost had one today. I mean, they gave it to Shea, but it looked like both Brown
Looked
and
like Cal
Carrier
and
tipped it.
Carrier redirected it.
Yeah.
I wanted Carrier to get the tip in.
It was nice to see Patty Brown, first career playoff goal yesterday, and kid from Boston College.
If he would have got the goal credit, he would have scored in every game he's played in.
Yeah, so that would have been pretty damn cool.
He's new guy.
They might, yeah,
New guy.
new guy,
period.
new guy. They might still look at it and change it. I'm sure they are looking at it quite a bit still.
I'm just curious what's actually wrong with Nosek, why he's unfit to play.
And that's the thing.
If there's no positive tests that they've had in the bubble, it can't be that.
Is this a good segue when it comes to the NHL and this whole unfit to play thing? And the NHL overall, I respect that they are giving the players privacy when it comes to what they do. And I mean, even during the regular season, they say upper body or lower body injury. You cut your finger off, they're not going to say you cut your finger off. They're going to say upper body injury. You got a cut in the eye or take a puck to the face and you can't play for a game. They're not going to say puck to the face.
Well,
They're going to say upper body injury.
They don't want to hear groin anymore. It's basically what it is.
Yeah, but the NHL is doing it, and this time it's all unfit to play. Everything's unfit to play. Unfit to play. And it's interesting because it causes a lot of speculation. Yeah,
though.
It is very Belichickian. But a lot of speculation when it comes to these
It's
unfit to plays, and we don't know what really is. Do these people have the COVID? And especially before they got to the bubble, they would have.
He's played though. He's played in games.
Nosek.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't know if he's caught it since. You might have caught it from a camera guy. You might have caught it from
I love the camera.
somebody.
By the way,
Who knows?
Those side views, the corner views. I love that camera.
Yeah, they've done a really good job.
There's like 32 cameras.
The lack of fans has allowed them to add a lot more, and it's a nice view. But the whole unfit to play thing, it's tough for fans. It's tough for bettors. It's tough for fantasy players if there are
I
daily.
don't think anyone has Nosek on their fantasy team.
Daily fantasies. There's all sorts of random daily things. You could do a daily fantasy for like 2 teams. I've had people who do them for like West Coast games call me and be like, I'm thinking about doing a daily fantasy for the Minnesota Golden Knights game. What are your thoughts? And I'll be like, Shea Theodore, or something like that, because you can usually get Shea on the cheap.
I would say stay away from that game because we suck against Minnesota.
Yeah, like take Parise, take a whole bunch of Minnesota guys.
Is there a former Knight on that team?
Brad Hunt.
Chances are he'll score. Yeah, he'll score.
Yeah, Brad Hunt. Put
I
Brad Hunt in the
kept my
lineup.
mouth shut about Carpenter because I don't want to say anything because I jinx us every other time.
Carpenter scored 4 goals against us or with us?
I'm saying I don't want to jinx
a year and a
anything
half.
if him get a goal.
I don't
probably
think
just
he will.
did, but
He'll have the series winning goal in Game 7 overtime. Damn. And then everybody will hate Ryan Carpenter like they hate Vander Kane. And I don't even know who scored the game winning goal for the Sharks against us last year.
it was overtime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because Marshy tied it up with 3 minutes left.
Well, there's a weird segue. So I was watching the Stars game today.
Joe Pavelski.
First playoff career hat trick.
Yes.
How the fuck does
That was
the
a good
greatest Shark
segue.
of all time? He didn't get a playoff hat trick for the Sharks.
Well, it was funny because he said that in his...
That's so like San Jose Shark esque though.
Did you watch his interview?
No, because I ran to the grocery store
He said
after that.
He said this was the best game of my Stars career. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's only been like a season, but yeah, it definitely was, and probably the most important one.
They scored with 11 seconds to go.
Yeah.
I wish we could have got one of those today.
Would have been nice. Game close with a few seconds left, but yeah, well, we'll get him on Tuesday. Got business to do tomorrow first, though. Yaroslav Bruins and the...
Did they give a reason other than just family issues? I mean, he doesn't have to give a reason.
So, no, it's like, basically...
This is the news. This is like the news of the playoffs so far.
Yeah, Tuukka... If you don't know, Tuukka Rask opted out of the playoffs. Bruins goalie, guy that led the Bruins to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final last year. This was kind of interesting because a lot of people are calling him pussy, saying things about, hey, the Bruins aren't playing well, that's why he's taken off. After a loss, he's gone. None of that's true.
It was 2-1 series lead.
Yeah, well, it was 1-1, and we were coming off a loss when he opted out. But fact of the matter is, the Bruins were hit with COVID in the preseason. I you know what I mean by preseason, not like preseason for the season, but like practice for the restart. And it's likely that Tuukka got it, and it's likely that Tuukka brought it back home. So it's got to be tough for a guy to go out and play and do your job, knowing that your family is at risk because of a decision that you made, because of something that you did, because you wanted to go to work and you in essence play a game. I think Tuukka, he said something about, I look up at the stands, I see that there are no fans there, and it just doesn't feel like a playoff atmosphere. I think what he meant to say by saying that is that I realize there's a lot more things going on in the world than playoff hockey. My family is at home sick. There are people out in the world who are having a lot of problems right now, and here we are playing a game. And if it were fans there, it would be something different. He realizes that we play for the fans.
There's fans at home that are watching them.
Yeah, but there were fans.
You're their escape.
He's not thinking of the other side. I think it's a little selfish. Unless he has somebody sick at home that he doesn't want to get infected.
And that's the issue.
But if you're in a bubble, you should not be getting sick.
Well, that's the issue. Is before they went to Toronto, the team was hit with COVID, and I think he got it and he brought it home. There was a chance that Tuukka wasn't going to make it to Toronto.
So that's the reality more.
Yeah, I think his reality is I have people at home that are affected by this, and I need to be at home with them, and that's far more important. And I don't think anybody will ever tell you your job is more important than your family. And anybody that does say that, regardless of whether you're a bettor or what, you're an asshole. Family always, always, always comes first. So if you want to call Tuukka names, call him a pussy, call him a quitter, you're just a dick who doesn't really know shit about anything, And, realistically, if I were married, I would want my spouse to be as caring and loving as Tuukka is, because he's given up a lot of money to play. I know hockey players don't get played in the playoffs, but ultimately it's going to affect his ability to make more money going forward, and his Bruins career is likely over. But he made a courageous decision. The organization supports him. His teammates support him. I don't think he would have made the decision if they had a shitty backup goalie a la Malcolm Subban. He knew he had a very capable guy to walk in and replace him in Yaroslav Halak, a guy with lots of playoff experience and a guy who can take over and the Bees not miss a beat, as we saw yesterday morning. But fact of the matter is, Tuukka, we wish you well. We wish your family well, and we hope to see you back on the ice at Warrior Ice Arena back in or next November, because you've done a good job. You've done great for the Bruins and throughout your entire career, and hopefully someday that 40 will be hanging from the rafters right up there next to 77 and 24, and I don't think there's any other numbers in between them. But Tuukka, a great goalie, a tough decision, but a necessary decision. When you have to, when you have a family at home that's affected, you have to take care of your family first. Hockey will always be second. Sports, game, work, no matter what it is.
No, not football.
Always second. Football players, now that's a whole other. Football players are getting $150,000 if they opt out. I'll tell you what, and I think we talked about this on the last podcast. But if I could opt out of my job for 150 G's, I would opt the fuck out of it. All day long. But that's all I got on Tuukka. Any thoughts on Tuukka?
Well, I was just gonna say, you say he looks up, he sees no fans in the stands. He's like, what the hell am I playing for? You've got millions of people watching at home, and this is their escape. You're providing an escape.
Yeah.
For these people that are watching.
And I think for him it was just the realization that there's more to life than a puck going into a net.
Or stopping a puck from going
Thank you,
into
Ray.
the net,
Yeah,
in his case.
that's true. Yeah, it's a difficult choice, and I think if he could have made the choice beforehand, I think he probably would have. But ultimately, there's a competitive factor that all males have a little bit more than females, and he wants to win. That drive was there. It's something different about being at home. When they're at home and going to the practice facility day in, day out. And you're a year removed from when you unfortunately watched another team raise the cup on your own ice. That drive is there, but now you're sitting in a hotel in Toronto. You're not going home. You're Skyping with your kids and your wife. It's just not the same. And I'm with Tuukka. I support Tuukka. I love the dude. Always will. And let's go Bruins. Yaroslav. It's time to lock it down, baby.
Lock it down.
Lock it down against the Canes. Whaler Canes, I call them.
Do they play tomorrow?
They play tomorrow at 5 p.m. Can you pick me up from work?
Yeah.
Thanks. We stop at Total Wine.
You
Get some Smittix.
You probably didn't watch it.
If you want.
Okay, cool.
You
Thanks.
probably didn't watch it yesterday, but they had I was on Sports Overload yesterday. I had woke up and boom, Aces. And then there was a doubleheader Cardinals White Sox. We won both.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, there's other hockey games. But then I wanted to watch the Portland-Memphis play-in game. So they were the 8-9 seed in the West because Memphis finished within 4 games of the Blazers. They had a potential 2-game series, but because Portland won, they're moving on to get swept by the Lakers. But I thought it was a cool idea, and I think the NBA should keep it going forward.
No, this is something we were talking about the other day. Now, also with Ray, we spent the time on this. Now, the best team in the bubble since the restart,
Phoenix,
is not playing in the playoffs. Kind of bullshit, isn't it?
the 2 best teams, I think we went 6-2, and they went 8-0.
Yeah, it's kind
The
of
2 best teams, and we finished 2 thousandths of a percentage point behind Memphis. Phoenix, I think, finished 10th, and San Antonio finished 11th.
So what's your take on that?
I didn't want to make the playoffs.
And
I wanted to lose every game in the bubble.
well, basically how fans are going to take now a two and something team, 2 and something team, 3 and something teams going forward, when the best teams, the storylines are out. Does it affect viewership? Do you think that's going to hurt viewership at all? You think
I think
how's that
now
hurt
that the
NBA?
playoffs are starting,
Like
they're going to get better viewership.
Like Matt was saying,
People are watching
they didn't
LeBron.
do it. That's it. But what about everything else?
I think it was an absolute failure of the NBA to not end the regular season. To have a continuation of the regular season with everybody playing their 8 games and then, the playoffs starting was stupid. They should have done something with the like what the NHL
No, but
did.
I actually like it because it gave the other team, think about the momentum that Phoenix is going to have going into next year now. And then San Antonio.
With a
it's
3-month break?
Huh?
With a 3-month break?
Yeah.
And a full off season?
Yeah.
Who knows if other guys are going to be there?
Devin Booker's going to be there.
It might help. It might help them
Booker,
attract free agents.
Yeah,
And,
I think it will.
That's the key thing that may happen. They may against what we're talking, some not superstar guy, but some guy who's really
with the
good
Suns.
and wants to move on to Phoenix.
The
and say,
problem with the Suns is
let's get behind
the
Booker,
owner.
let's get a championship.
What's his name? Sarver. He's a dick. That's the problem with the Suns.
But
Everybody
to me,
knows that.
I think you had an awesome story, and it's kind of similar to the Blackhawks beating Edmonton and Montreal beating. Who did Montreal beat?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. The 2 12s beating the 5s.
'Cause it always happens.
Here you have
No matter what you're in, 12
12
beats
is
5.
going to beat a 5. But here you have a team like the Suns who realistically had no business being playing in the postseason, and this technically wasn't the
Neither
postseason.
did Spurs.
But they come out and
Neither was did Portland. Portland had a
Yeah.
shitty record too.
They
Did
show
they?
Now they're the 8th seed.
and now and they showed that
Well,
hey,
I mean, technically you beat a bunch.
or at least they deserve a chance, and
the
that's
more
what
difficult games for the Suns were the ones against the teams that are fighting for that 8th seed. When you're playing the Lakers, Clippers, Jazz, and the Nuggets, who have already in, like they're kind of like round robin teams, so the games don't really matter. Like we went 6-2, but we beat like Utah twice. We didn't have anything to play for. I think we beat Denver, and our losses were like to Philadelphia and
Well,
like,
even in the regular season, it would have been the same scenario. But, who
yeah,
knows?
well, all rest LeBron.
Who
LeBron.
knows if that would have happened? But in the bubble, a whole different dynamic. And the team played up. The team did turn around.
I think it
stepped up.
will help them get a free agent.
And I think for casual fans that were just watching the restart,
Exactly.
I mean, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth because you're like, hey, Suns are 8-0. I want more.
I do want more.
I
wanted them-
want to see when this team loses. I want to keep throwing my money on Phoenix, and I'm gonna ride them until this
They get
wave
swept.
crashes.
No, they would have gotten swept. They would have gotten swept by the Lakers.
I don't know.
I don't
LeBron's a
agree either.
bitch.
I think they could have
You
probably
put
got.
Rondo on Booker.
Rondo's not there. Avery's not
Oh, that's
there.
right. Oh, and Avery Bradley on too.
Yeah, I was
I'm
watching the
thinking
Laker channel
I'm
today.
thinking they win a game. I'm thinking they're in it.
If they win a game, it's game one.
You know.
If the Suns took Game 1 against the Lakers, I'll tell you what. I bet they could take Game 2 or Game 4 as well.
If not 2, 3. If they take game
If
one.
I'm-
I'm thinking more they take game 3 maybe and then on.
I think
That's what I'm thinking.
it could be like a Golden Knights and Blackhawks situation where they take Game 4, which is a meaningless win, and they're going to come out and go out and lose Game
Pretty
5.
much.
But I think to me, like, it leaves me wanting more. And now, I mean, I'm going to tell you what. I have not watched a single full quarter of basketball since it restarted. Of the NBA. I have watched a number of WNBA games.
Just the Aces.
Whole bunch of wobble games, but no bubble games.
I've been able to see them because they put them on.
Yeah,
About
yeah,
that.
you get them.
I mean, they should have kicked the
because
shit
you're
out of
there.
Washington, and they did kick the shit out of Washington. So,
But I like.
Some of those games were really, really good. I
But
mean,
yeah, when you're like, even if you're scrolling through and you're seeing, hey,
were
Suns
exciting.
win again, Suns win again, Suns win again, and it's like you want to ride that wave, and I'm like,
but that one where
can't
both
ride
got the last shot. You know,
I
Yeah.
didn't see it. I
finding
have no
his
idea.
career.
Thunder.
You know, exclamation point! I am a max player. You know, here I am. Look at me. You know, just because he's,
also
a Phoenix,
got Kendall
doesn't
Jenner.
mean he's not
So there's
that.
What?
Yeah, Devin Booker.
Devin Booker's banging Kendall Jenner?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking.
Well, probably
lucky-
not right now because she can't get in the bubble. But
Lucky guy. Damn, what is it with those Jenner Dashians with and
That's
NBA
what
guys? You
think
know
about it for a second. They're not going to go after hockey players.
why? Because they're white. Is it a penis size thing?
I don't think so.
Hey, Irish.
One of the status thing.
I don't know
They're
about
going to
that.
go after baseball players either.
No, it's one thing.
If
Yeah,
I were a
well,
As
chick,
far as social media goes, the NBA is probably number one in terms of social media.
oh,
That's it.
I don't pay attention to social media. I don't even have a Facebook.
It's status.
Okay.
It's.
I
Hey,
do.
I'm gonna
I
tell
do
you,
have a
NBA players will throw money down like nobody. They don't care.
That
They'll
why
spend their
was
money.
NBA the only team with the bubble drama about getting bitches in? Sneaking bitches
Well,
into
that's
the
true.
bubble.
That's
I
true.
don't hear any hockey players trying to sneak. Once they get through to the conference finals, they can have family in, if I'm not mistaken.
In the NHL?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bull crap. That's not fair.
Why?
Because I don't know.
You lose, you go home, and you see your family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's 2 more weeks. We made it this far. Just
Yeah, exactly.
make it a couple more weeks. You know. I mean, their wives probably have side pieces too. Just like every hockey player has a side piece in every city, every NHL city.
I don't think any NHL guys do.
I bet they
I
do.
don't.
I bet there is a greater chance that hockey players have
Those
side
guys
pieces
are not-
than any other
Oh,
sport.
Armor Yoggers over here.
Because I'll tell you what, there's such a thing as a puck slut. There's no such thing as a bat and glove slut. You know, there are hoes
Hoop slut.
that want to get
There are
with
groupies
with
for every
hockey
sport,
players.
Dude. They're all out there. They're all out there.
I'm willing to bet hockey players have the most side. If you added up every NHL players like, and you said, like, hey, listen, totally anonymous. How many side pieces do you have throughout the league? And every one of them was honest. In every sport, hockey would have the highest number, guaranteed.
I'm thinking of the Knights and who I would think has a side piece.
Every one of them.
Fleury does not have a side piece. There's no fucking
He
way.
has a side piece in Pittsburgh.
There's no fucking
There was
way.
some chick in Pittsburgh that always wanted to get with him, guaranteed, 100%. And now that he's not there, and his wife is in Vegas, and his kids are in Vegas, she called him up and she was like, "Hey, Marky, let me take care of that thing, while you're here." And he was like, "Oh, you know what? Let's go grab a steak dinner or something." And next thing you know, his penis is in her mouth, and that's why he sucked that night.
I refuse to believe that. I'm sorry.
That's just-
Marchie?
Marsh has a side piece in every city,
Right,
as
2 or 3.
sometimes 2 or 3, yeah, at least.
There's no doubt.
Marshy is a good-looking dude.
Pete, you're
I
not
mean,
that-
and
you're not
chicks
that
look
naive.
like. Listen, I'm guaranteed. Marshy probably the most. If anybody on the Golden Knights didn't have a side piece, it would probably be Max Pacioretty because he's not the best-looking dude.
Stats?
But nah, that's like my dad's a Hall of Famer. Oh shit! Hey, you might be a Hall of Famer too. Probably not, but
A couple more good years.
um,
Trying to figure out why he's not playing. Also.
unfit. I don't know. Where were we?
Playing a game. I think it's a good idea. I want to see the NBA go forward with it.
I think everybody should follow the NHL's lead and do the 24 teams.
I would
With
make
a
them
round
3
robin.
games. I would make them 3-game series. It's not 5 then.
I think 5. I think you
No,
got
I
to do
think
5.
3.
I like the 5.
It's too long. You're standing. Okay, you cut the seasons back to 70 games.
76 games. 76 because that's 4 versus your division, and a home and home with every other team in the other 3 divisions.
Okay.
Yeah, I did all the math.
I'll go with 76.
So in essence, you lose 3 games, but most of those are making it up in the
And
possibility.
you get a better product in the
Yeah,
office.
you're hosting a pre-postseason game now. You can charge more for tickets.
Yes.
And
Money.
right, exactly. And the
Television, you name
Yeah,
it.
and NBC will show it.
if you miss it, if you miss the postseason, then you have better chances of getting the top draft pick. So your lottery chances are better. I love it. I loved the fact that a team that didn't play, or I'm sorry, a team that played in the postseason could have gotten the number 1 overall draft pick. And I really wanted Edmonton to get it just because of the. I mean, I don't like the Oilers, but imagine the number 1 overall pick going to a team with McDavid and Draisaitl. That would have been super fucking cool.
Imagine if we get knocked out and we won the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
It would have been like, this shit is rigged. How do you give the fucking Knights the number 1 pick?
Mind you, we didn't get it. Our first year, we got the worst draft pick we could have possibly got.
Number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it was Cody Glass. But
Made a glass.
Cody made a glass. All right. What else?
I want to see Krebs get. I want to see Krebs suit up, but I know he's not going to.
I'm buying me a Henderson Silver Knights Krebs jersey.
I just want to see him suit up.
I'm gonna hang out with him.
I wonder how long he'll be on the Silver Knights.
Probably
I'm gonna
like
go 2 years.
4 or 5 games. He's awesome,
You
dude.
say 4 or 5 games. I say 2 years.
Me and Peyton. Peyton Krebs is the only Peyton that I like. Every other Peyton.
I love
Sean
that you have to
Payton.
root for Peyton.
Sean Payton, hate him. Peyton Manning, hate him. Gary Payton, can't stand him.
What? You don't like Gary Payton? I fucking love Gary Payton.
He was cool when he was the Celtics, but after that, I didn't really like him. Are there any more Paytons?
There probably is. Walter Payton.
The fridge has more Super Bowl touchdowns than Walter Payton.
Okay, so...
Luckily, our resident Bears
did you
expert
see this
is not
shit?
paying attention right now.
Did you see...
Chicken lottery tickets.
chicken lottery tickets. Only in Arizona! Did you see the parents of the Big Ten kids? Are they writing letters?
Because they want the Big Ten to play? That's stupid. Don't they understand how awesome spring football will be? We were talking about this again. Like Ray and I now we talk on the phone almost every day now. It's our 6:30 thing.
Teenage girls.
Yeah, exactly. But we were talking about the possibility. So like most of these leagues are moving to the spring, but some of them are not. So what about how do you have a college football championship?
You don't.
Do you have
No,
a
you have conference championships.
do you have a
and
fall
that's it.
champion and a spring champion, and then do they
Who's
play
playing
each
in
other?
The fall? Just the Big 12 and the SEC.
In Nebraska and the ACC.
Oh, ACC is too.
I don't think they.
Trevor Lawrence will go out there and play with himself. He doesn't care.
But like, wouldn't that be cool? Like to have the fall in the spring,
You
and
just
then have the.
conference championships. That's it.
Yeah, that's garbage. I want a championship.
You tell COVID that.
I've been telling it. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn months. No. But no, I think that would be cool, like to have a fall champion, spring champion, and then they got to play each other, kind of like the way a lot of minor league baseballs do.
There's time between the
first
end of
half,
the season
second
and the
half.
championship games that you can quarantine these kids.
Right?
Yeah.
It would be pretty damn cool if you ask me.
So you.
I mean, I think everybody should move to the fall.
What happens if there's three conferences that are playing in the fall? So you have Big 12, ACC, and SEC. They're all going.
And Nebraska.
So you throw Nebraska in there just because they're like, hey, I want to play too.
I don't know who the hell they're gonna play because
Well, so
the league ain't
when
playing.
we win the Big 12 and then Alabama wins the SEC and Clemson wins the ACC, then you have three teams. What do? A round robin between the three of them to get the. You have a wild card team.
No, the college football playoff committee
You have a
picks
wild
the
card
first four,
team?
picks the top four.
So you have us and Oklahoma and Clemson and Alabama is probably what it would be.
What if the MAC plays or one of those other shitty conferences? The American, I don't know what.
Who's in any of those?
I don't know, but who
Miami of
knows?
Ohio?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? What if one of these teams comes out and has a 10-0, 8-0, 9-0 season? You can't count them out. You got to do.
You can say
You
their
do this.
competition
You
was
have the
shit.
CFP. You have the CFP for the fall, and then the CFP for the spring, and then the bowl games. You have 2 bowl seasons. Imagine having 2 bowl seasons. Imagine being able to go to the Las Vegas Bowl twice. That'd be awesome. Imagine being able to go to the Imagine being able to go to like
The Rose Bowl
the
twice?
2 Fiesta Bowls. That'd be cool. You have a fall Fiesta Bowl champion
No, what
and a
they'll
spring
do is
Fiesta Bowl
the
champion.
bowl games will be in the regions.
So in
you'll
the
ha-
spring,
Like you'll have the Cotton Bowl.
what if nothing's changed? What if we're in the same boat?
Oh, by the way, that street right there is Red River Street. I'd very much like to live on Red River Street. When Oklahoma plays Texas, it's the Red River rivalry.
Yes, it is.
That's why I want to live on
So
Red
what
River
if we're
Street.
in the same boat? What if everything's still going the same? Then what? They're not going to play.
All I'm saying is America needs spring football. Vince McMahon failed. Panthers owner failed. United Football League. Actually, that was fall. Who was the other one?
The AA,
Donald Trump failed.
the Alliance.
Spring football
Yeah, the
is what
Alliance.
America needs. That was the Panthers owner, right?
The
That was the Panthers owner, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he failed. McMahon was the XFL. He
He
failed
never put
twice.
his money in.
Trump was the USFL. He was a failure.
They're supposed to put in $250 million, never did.
Mr. President, I know you're watching because I know you're a big fan. I'm just talking about the USFL. I'm not talking about America. I'm not talking about politics.
Oh, yes.
And
I
I
forgot
know,
to mention that.
I know you wanted it to be in the
He's
fall.
probably mourning.
I know.
He's in
but,
mourn. He's in grief right now. His brother died today.
Oh, very sorry to hear
Yeah.
about your.
I forgot about that. We're sorry, Mr. President.
Would he be the first brother?
Yeah.
So very sorry about the first brother. Do we have to raise our flags or lower our flags to
Half
have
mast.
staff?
Oh.
Half mast is only on a boat. It's a very common misconception, but half mast is only on a boat. Half staff is on a pole. So, anyways, Mr. President,
Fair enough. Next
we
time
know
we do.
on your way to the funeral you're probably going to be watching Fast Talk podcast. So,
In the limo.
and I'm not calling you guys a failure. I'm just calling the league
We are
that
very-
existed
we are very
because of
politically
you
neutral on
a failure.
this podcast.
So, and shit, if Mr. President Donald Trump had his way, he probably would have been president a long before, because he would have been the guy that put a league that competed with Pete Rozell's NFL. Think about this. The damn USFL cost Trump the presidency in the 90s. It's just something
He wouldn't beat Clinton.
something to think about. Something
He
to
wouldn't
think-
beat Clinton.
I don't know, dude.
Clinton was the man.
No way.
Anyways, anyway, spring football. America needs spring football, and
I don't think so. Spring is reserved for.
that's because you.
Spring is reserved for training camp. Pitchers and catchers report. This is how it goes. Super Bowl, pitchers and catchers report, conference tournament, and then we're already into April. Baseball starts.
See, you forgot the Australian Open.
Don't give a shit about it.
Well, yeah, that's because your boy sucks.
He's old.
I
Oh,
think COVID's gonna be the same thing, and they ain't gonna
forgot Wimbledon,
It'll be the same. But
and you know
Wimbledon's
what?
not till June.
Imagine.
Wimbledon's not till
All right.
June, and then you have home run derby, and then you have NFL training camps.
Hear me out. Hear me out. This is my spring. Here's
I don't
my-
want football until August. I don't want my football. My February till August is booked
February
with other shit.
Super Bowl.
First week of February, yeah.
Okay. Pitchers and catches.
Yeah.
Daytona 500. March Madness. Opening day. Kentucky Derby. College Football Championship. Indy 500. The Belmonts. I missed the Preakness, didn't I?
yes.
Preakness before the Belmont.
Preakness before the Indy 500. MLB All-Star Game. And then we're into summer. Huh? How about that? College football
You
playoff.
only threw one new thing in there.
Yeah, but it made it awesomer.
No, that's what January is for.
Yeah, but my world, we have spring college football now. NFL draft.
It's fine with this year, and I'll watch the fuck out of it, of course. Well, actually, I probably won't. If Texas is still playing in the fall, then I won't watch.
You're gonna watch. You're gonna
Who's
become
playing in the spring? Big Ten, Pac-12,
You're gonna be. You're gonna find
Mountain
just
West.
Michigan.
I don't give a shit about any single team in the
You're
Big
gonna
Ten.
be rooting
I could
for-
give zero fucks about any team. in
You're
the Big
gonna
Ten.
be rooting for Jim Harbaugh to lose.
No, I don't care.
What about the Pac-12?
I like the Huskies, yeah, because I lived in Washington.
Yeah, the Huskies and the Cougs, the Apple rivalry. Is that what they
Apple
call
Cup.
it?
It's called the Apple Cup.
Apple something or other. Fucking
Civil War.
Josh
They're
Rosen.
talking about changing that name.
Yeah, right. Josh Rosen going back to school, playing for UCLA again, because he sucks in the NFL. I mean, geez, there's so many storylines. I hope nobody actually cuts that. That's not going to happen. Josh Rosen isn't going to go back to school and play
I
for
don't think he's eligible.
UCLA, even though he does suck. Poor
He's
guy.
got a bad rep. I mean, everywhere he went, bad teams.
That's what happens when you're drafted in the top 10.
You know.
Kyler Murray was drafted number 1. He's doing okay. Played the same offensive line that Josh Rosen had.
Different coaches.
And, yeah, Kyler Murray's coach was like, get this Rosen guy out of here. I'm sorry. I mean, like, you got to feel for him because he sucks.
I would love to. I wonder what the odds are for Arizona to win the NFC West.
Oh my God. Okay, so you say this all the time, Ray. Ray's not on camera, but Ray says it all the time. The guys in the Vegas media fucking hate the Cardinals. Holy crap. You should have seen what they wrote in the paper about them the other day. It was horrible. Like, the guy goes on and on about how bad they are and how Kyler Murray hasn't shown him anything to say that he's an elite NFL quarterback. And I'm like, well, how many games of the Cardinals did you watch last year, bro? The Cardinals were on national TV one time last year. That was the Thursday night game where they almost beat the crap out of San Francisco. And if I'm not mistaken, San Francisco was the NFC champion.
Yes.
Yeah.
They played in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, Cardinals
Should've
almost
won the
beat
fucking
the
Super
crap
Bowl.
out of them. But these
Was
guys
their
were like
quarterback?
dissing Kyler. These guys were dissing the Cards. They're like, oh, they got DeAndre Hopkins, but he's not going to do much. I'm like, what?
So
You got
the best
DeAndre
receiver in the NFL.
DeAndre
That's cool,
Hopkins is
though.
the number one receiver in the NFL, and by the way, fucking Larry Fitzgerald is on the other side, and then you got fucking Christian Kirk. So, you just gave this young, up-and-coming, awesome quarterback the best receiver in the NFL. But, yeah, cool dude. Way to go, Las
They worked
Vegas
out
Review
together
Journal
in
guys.
Dallas.
You're awesome.
Him and the receivers worked out together in Dallas for 2 weeks.
Really?
You kind of got a similar. Actually, no. Arizona has way better receivers than we do at this moment.
I would
They're a
take
little more-
Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins over
any of the
pretty much
combination.
anybody except for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Just because Fitzy's in the
Because Fitzy's old.
twilight,
Yeah. That's not a term.
and
we like
Mike
to use.
Evans and Godwin are like under 26 or some shit like that.
I mean, the difference is the guy that's throwing the ball to Evans and Godwin is in his
Yeah,
twilight.
but we're not talking about that.
That's
We're
a
talking about
twilight.
the receivers themselves.
Yeah, I know. Twilight.
I'm hoping it's Judy and Sutton.
There's a
the next
couple
of
twilights.
years.
Number 14 is what I call Cortland Sutton.
Why?
I don't know. I just called him number 14. That's what he wears. If he wore number 13, I'd call him 13. If he wore number 92, I'd call him number 92.
I want to see if Broncos fans, if they can finally get into the stadium,
Almost
next
there.
season. We should bring gavels.
Oh, yes, Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Yeah, I'm down with that. All right, what's next?
That's. I mean, the hockey and baseball. I mean, there's the NBA playoffs, hockey playoffs.
How about those Aces, though?
Yeah, I was gonna say we can jump. Well, they
They
kicked
win,
the
like-
shit out of Washington, and they should have.
7 wins in a row. They beat the
7
crap out of
in a row.
Minnesota, too.
7 wins in a row.
They just got to beat Seattle. Seattle's the only team ahead of them in the table. Table means standings for you non-soccer fans. But yeah, I love it. There was a little discussion on Facebook the other day. Somebody said, "Should we trade Plum?" And I'm like, all last year we were thinking the opposite. Trade Jackie.
Who's fucking going off?
Jackie's having like the career 2-3 games right now. So it's interesting.
Well, you got to keep. They're running a dual backcourt with Jefferson and is it Daniel Robinson?
Who's Jefferson?
Oh, who am I thinking?
Jackie Young?
No, who's the other point guard?
Sugar?
We used to have him, right? We used to have a Jefferson.
We used to have Mariah Jefferson, yeah.
So I'm getting her confused.
Now she's on the wings.
15.
Lindsay Allen.
Lindsay Allen. That's-
Lindsay Allen, yeah.
Sorry, Lindsay.
D-Rob, Sugar.
I'm convinced I can get Asia into my Notes for Notes studio.
Oh, yeah, she'll teach them all how to dance.
How to dance.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm convinced I can get her in.
That would be pretty damn cool.
And then I'll be like, can you bring Bill with you?
Yeah, and let me know when I'll come too. I'm going to be the director.
The thing is, I don't know what I'd have her do, other than like dance with the little kids. Lizzie came, then she could like do a DJ thing.
I feel like we're going to have a party. Oh, yes. We could do it here at Barcona. I'd be like, there's a
September
pool.
12th.
September 12th, it's a Saturday. There'll be balloons.
No, they look good. Yeah, them in Seattle. Sucks.
Yeah.
I've been trying to watch the Liberty, but Sabrina keeps being like a healthy scratch, so.
'Cause-
Or a non-healthy scratch.
Yeah, unhealthy. She got hurt.
Yeah, sucks.
And the Liberty keeps sucking. All right. Top 5?
I wrote NFL camps, but I don't really think there's much to talk about. We kind of went on the NFL. And
We talked about DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't have anything to say. There's not much coming out because they're in the bubble. And
Yeah, there's not a whole lot.
I don't know. My phone got a notification that said Melvin Gordon's been having trouble in training camp.
I saw a thing in the newspaper that said take the under on the Patriots win total. And I was like, why? Is it 16? The only way I would take the under on the Patriots win total is if it was 16 and a half.
Everybody
fucking-
would.
Yeah, you'd have to.
What is it? 9?
9, yeah. And this guy was like, Patriots probably won't win more than 6 games because of... And I'm like, dude,
I gotta see.
Belichick.
I just have to see a healthy Cam.
And he was
Seeing
talking
healthy,
all this
that's
shit
it.
about...
That's it.
He's
All
like,
I have
Cam...
to see is a healthy Cam Newton.
He was like, Cam
be
Newton
healthy.
is garbage. He
He'll be
was
ready
talking
to
all
go.
this shit about Cam. And I'm like, the thing is,
I
Cam...
wish he would have went to the Bears. He'd have been a perfect fit for the Bears.
Yeah, but instead you got Nick Foles, who was fucking magic.
Foles
I would
is
have,
okay.
I would have taken magical Foles over Cam Newton. If you guys want to make that trade right now, I will make that trade.
Here's what's going to happen. Like
Nick Foles doesn't lose.
Like Pete,
Nick Foles doesn't lose in the playoffs.
But he's gotta
You got to
come-
get to the playoffs
He's got to
with
come
Nick
off the
Foles.
bench.
That's a
like
given.
Pete said, here's what's going to happen. They're going to start Trubisky.
You gotta go.
Two,
You gotta
three
go
games.
4 and
They're not going to be unhappy with
4
him.
and 3
They
with
put
Trubisky.
Foles in. He's going to take him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what's going to
3
happen.
and 4 with like Trubisky, and everyone's getting
Yeah.
pissed off because he throws
And-
like a
and-
game-losing interception. And then they put Foles in, and he goes, fucking like 6 and 3, and you squeeze in at 9 and 7, fucking wild card, and then you get in the playoffs with Nick Foles, and he doesn't lose.
That's what he does. Yeah. Wasn't he the quarterback of that Eagles team that beat the Bears? That
The double doink.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the Nick Foles.
Wouldn't have been the doink. They would. Hey, Bears win that game.
Nick Foles. What do they call
Otherwise,
him? 9-inch Nick.
otherwise, the Eagles were beat.
Oh, it's a
They were
big
beat
Nick.
on the field.
Big Dick
That's all there
Nick.
is to it.
Um,
So I don't. That's why I kind of like Cam a little bit more. So Cam's a winner. You know, he won the championship,
No, he didn't.
conference championship.
Who won that championship that year?
Auburn? You talking about?
Oh, he did win the Auburn championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
He's a champion.
He didn't win the NFL championship. Von Miller made sure of that.
Well, no,
Ugh.
not that. I'm not talking about that.
I much would have preferred he win the NFL over the college football. But he does have that championship pedigree.
What they beat? Oh, they beat Oregon, huh?
You know, I can't remember.
That wasn't Mariota's. No, that was way
No,
before
Auburn did
Mariota.
Auburn play Oregon?
They played Oregon in the national championship game.
Was that Joey Harrington? Joey
I don't
Harrington
remember.
I think LeGarrette Blunt was on that team,
on
on
Oregon?
the Oregon team.
Could be.
I
Wait,
think
is it?
Patrick Chung was on that Oregon team.
No. Patrick Chung's been on the Patriots for like 96 years. I mean,
Everybody, Patrick Chung.
Not this
this
year.
is why we need a fucking. I
He
know.
opted out.
He opted out, yeah. Oh my God! This was another thing where the
Every
guy,
Patriot opted out.
the guy that was talking about take the under, he's like Patrick Chung is the most elite defender, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
What about the
I go
McCourties?
nobody.
Dante Hightower.
I'm like nobody has ever
Sounds
like
like a true Patriot fan.
the national media. No, this was a guy trying to explain why the Patriots are going to be terrible. This is not a Patriot fan. No Patriots fan will ever call Patrick Chung elite, but this guy was like throwing all sorts of praise on Patrick Chung, and saying he opted out. The Patriots defense isn't going to be like, bro. Dante Hightower opted out, but Patrick Chung, yeah, he did too. He's no He's no not Patrick Chance, dude. He's
McCourties. The McCourties.
It was better.
he's no
That's sticking out.
Rodney Harrison. We're trying to think of a good Patriot safety.
That's been a long
yeah,
time.
Rodney Harrison would be a good one.
Ty Law.
He's no Ty Law was a corner.
Who's the guy who
Brandon Merriweather.
from the U?
He's no
He was either that or Sure.
Who was 36?
Lawyer Malloy.
William Malloy.
That's a
the
good
one
one.
I'm thinking of.
Oh, dude, did you know where Patrick Chung was born?
Lily was the one
Vegas?
that was letting him go out.
No, close though.
Laughlin?
So, either way.
Mesquite?
No, think of the Caribbean.
How is that close to Vegas?
Think of Cool Runnings.
Jamaica?
Jamaica. Patrick Chung's from Jamaica. Did you know that?
How is that close to Vegas?
Well, because we have Paris, Italy. We have all sorts of other cities in America, in Vegas, on the Strip.
Not a Jamaican hotel?
Not yet.
There'll never be a Jamaican.
Valley High.
The closest one
Chungston.
is your Margaritaville.
It's gonna. We have Resorts World, which is everything because it's world.
Don't you have?
What about that one little-
I don't even think
Tahiti
Jamaica has a...
Village.
Jamaica
Tahiti
doesn't
Village.
even have a spot at Epcot
That's
Center.
close enough. I'm sure there's some big Jamaican drum players in there.
Yeah, you know that steel drum guy on Fremont Street. You know the guy he's always still strumming the same song, and he's got the super long dreads. Probably hasn't washed his hair since the Carter administration. I mean, yeah, Jamaica. That's close to Vegas.
Jamaica, we got a bobsled team.
There's
John Candy.
representation all over.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, we have legalized marijuana, and they smoke a lot of marijuana in Jamaica, man. You know,
You know who did a funny segment on Jamaica?
John Candy.
No.
Oh,
Robin Williams in 02. He's talking about how Jamaica would never build an
This is a
atomic
segue.
bomb. He's
why?
like, Jamaica would never build an atomic bomb. They may build an atomic bomb. Because when the atomic bomb goes off, there's devastation and radiation. And when the atomic bomb goes off, there's celebration. Yeah. Yes, that was a segue.
It was actually a really good segue to the top 5 Robins. We decided to do top 5 Robins because we had a round robin, and then we have Robin Leonard
Baskin Robbins.
and Oh, I didn't even think
I
of
fucked up
Baskin
I fucked up the
Robbins.
top 5 page, so I didn't put our cameras on. I'm just gonna leave it on the agenda page.
Well, let's hope I remember my top 5 then.
I can switch back and forth.
Robin.
You
I didn't
go
think.
Baskin Robbins
I didn't
in
think
there,
of
dude.
Baskin Robbins.
And also, I didn't even put your top 5 into the top
He didn't
5.
even enter my top 5. So I
You
can.
don't count.
I can.
You can
I can make Baskin
And
Robbins
you
my
can see where I
my
fucked up.
5.
I stuck it. I kept it from the British people. So it's-
Baskin Robbins Neapolitan, number 1.
That's
I-
next week. Top 5 Baskin Robbins flavors.
We could probably do that.
There's one near my work.
I
I'm
think
gonna try
just
them all this
ice
week.
cream flavors. I think because I don't really know that.
All right, top 5 ice cream flavors next
Ooh,
week.
Signature moose
I think we
tracks.
did this before. I think because mint chocolate chip.
We might have.
I think we've done-
because I had Rocky Road. I think was my
Yes.
number 1.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we did that.
Damn. All
Fish
right.
food.
Fish food was in mine. Fish food is
Fish
the
food.
shit.
You know who?
But since Robin Leonard was in goal today,
Ben Jerry fish food. It's awesome.
yeah, it's awesome. Robin Leonard was in goal today, so we went with top 5 Robins
Think Rocky Road
of
on
all time.
steroids.
All right.
Fish food.
I'm gonna do my top 5. Robin number 5 was Robin Leach. Robin Leach.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yeah, because he did the lifestyles of the rich and the famous, and with Robin Leach, everybody wanted to be like
It was
he
your
made
time to
you
dream
want
for
to
an
be
hour.
special. Yeah, it was. You watched that show and you thought, that this is what you would live like when you were rich and famous, and it was before the world of MTV Cribs and all that sort of shit. He made you feel like you were special watching that shit. So, Robin Leach, I believe he's no longer with us.
No,
All right.
he's still here.
You sure he's
I thought he died.
I looked up Robbins. It said he was 77.
what? I thought he was dead. So
So did
before
I.
I point to the sky, I'm
Like
gonna
3
Google
years
this
ago.
shit. I thought it was relatively recent.
I don't know. He might have just died at 77, and that's why the thing said 77.
That could be too. What?
I thought he
Robin
died.
Leach
Robin
dead?
Leach.
Robin Leach.
Did he?
I thought so.
Robin Leach date of death. What's today?
August 16th.
August 16th. Oh, it's August 24th, 2018.
So 2 years
2
ago.
years ago.
So
2 years ago.
so almost
he
2
was
years
just-
ago.
He
Yeah.
must have been 77.
So
Well, that sucks.
place of death, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's the other thing too.
Yeah,
Robin
he
Leach
lived
was a nice, good Las Vegan. Has a street named after him somewhere by the Westgate and Riviera and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, some little alleyway going through.
I think we're having Bryce Harper.
Cracktown.
Nice.
Oh, dude,
That's usually what it is.
no, Robin
That's
Leach.
not Frank
The only
Sinatra started.
irony in a street naming is MLK. Every MLK Boulevard is
Frank
dumb as
Sinatra
fuck.
and Jerry Lewis. Both
And the
of them.
stuff that Martin Luther King stands against usually happens on his streets.
Jerry Lewis and no Dean Martin and
Dean Martin Way is okay.
it didn't used to be back in the day. It was
Do you know what
it was a delivery. It was a delivery street, just like Frank Sinatra.
Except I think there's a adult entertainment store on one of those,
Oh, there's a
on one of
ton.
the Rat Pack streets.
I think it's Dean Martin. Pretty sure.
It's a lot on both. No,
Yeah.
on-
Those were access
on
roads, is what
Frank
they were
Sinatra.
back in the day.
Robin Leach Lane. So the coolest thing is where Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra intersect and they form one. Do you know what it's called? Sammy Davis.
Oh, that little strip, that little piece.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
I think I remember that.
Sir,
Yeah.
who are we missing? Jerry Lewis. Sir, Jerry Lewis?
Joey Bishop.
Joey Bishop was on the rack that, but I don't know about Jerry Lewis.
Oh, Robin Leach Lane is actually near the Smith Center.
It's appropriate.
It
Probably
is
that
appropriate.
little drive lane that goes into it. Because
Yeah.
they're small streets. But Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin were access roads.
Yes, to the back side of the
Backside
casino.
of the casinos.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened was tourists like me in the early 80s found that out.
Yeah.
And so you have to don't go down the strip.
Because you would be able to
take that shit and you can get in right away.
go to but see now you can't though. Now most of the garages
No.
are closed. You used to be able to go those right into the backside of the garages.
See, that's why I know I'm in trouble if I'm on one of the Rat Pack streets. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go through this fucking maze of streets.
It's changed
To get
quite.
back
They've
on the
changed
freeway.
quite a bit.
And there's one, like, if you make the wrong turn on Frank Sinatra, boom, and then you're backtracking like 3-4 miles to go the same way you just came.
It used to be that way, though. That's because of all the construction and everything.
Is your
Especially
4
with
my 5?
the T-Mobile. Especially with the T-Mobile.
My
she a
4,
3?
my 4 is your 3, I think.
Okay, so my 5 is Robin Roberts.
Yeah, I can't believe you got
Yeah.
Robin Roberts
Cobalt.
so far back.
Cobalt used to be excellent.
My 4 other Robins are deserved.
That was half dirt, half
So she's
asphalt
awesome. She's
back
an
then.
ESPN anchor.
Good Morning America, beat cancer, Arthur Ashe Courage Award winner.
I'll let you elaborate more when you talk about her.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all. She's an ESPN anchor. That's all I got.
Fucking, I love Robin Roberts.
So-
Good choice. I'm glad she was on your list. Like, I can't say enough good things.
Okay,
about
I shouldn't
Robin
have told
Roberts.
you
I
why
thought
my
I heard right
4.
away when you said
I should have
that.
told you why my 4 is my 4, so I could get your real reaction to it. Because we've talked about this before. My 4 is Robin Wright, who plays Buttercup in one of my favorite movies, The Princess Bride. Also, she plays in blah blah blah. Why did I just go? Wonder Woman. She is Gal Gadot's like mentor in the Amazon Women. So that was a cool little awesome. She's just, I don't know, she plays Buttercup and that's fucking awesome. You said she's in House of Cards.
She plays Claire Underwood, President of the United States of America in House of Cards. And
There you go.
I love House of Cards.
You should
So,
also love Princess Bride, which she is also in.
I do not. We have discussed this. But, so yeah, no, I think she's great as
She's great as
First Lady Underwood. She's great as President Underwood. She's great as Claire Underwood. Wonderful actress in House of Cards.
great in Wonder Woman too.
And if you have not watched House of Cards,
Isn't
I
that Kevin
really
Spacey, though?
suggest it. Kevin Spacey was Frank Underwood. Yep, they killed him off. And
Can't imagine why.
well, because he admitted to
No, I'm being sarcastic.
the thing about Kevin Spacey is he was a great actor.
I know, it's one of the ones I'm like, why?
Unlike,
'Cause I
but
fucking
unlike
love
all the
Kevin-
other guys,
I love Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey did not deny anything. He apologized for it and said, "I didn't realize what I was doing. I'm very, very sorry." You know, a lot of these other guys, they just denied it, and Kevin Spacey did not. So I have to give him props for not denying what he did. I still think what he did was terrible. It should not have been done, but you can't change the past.
At least he didn't have like the button like Matt Lauer did.
Yeah, he didn't have the. That's always
Call it the Matt Lauer button.
right.
Close the door.
So
Yeah, Robin Wright.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's in a lot of movies.
I want to meet her. I would
And
call her
House of
Buttercup,
Cards.
though. And I would say "As You Wish."
I'd call her
Anytime she
Madam
has
President
something.
because she was in House of Cards.
She was great in Forrest Gump.
She's Jenny. She was Jenny, right? Yeah.
Jenny.
I didn't even mention that. She was Jenny.
Yeah, well, she's not gonna have a spot in my Tom Hanks mini movie.
She should.
Why not?
Well, because
Jenny's an important character in the Tom Hanks universe.
Yeah. Oh,
man,
maybe.
She's more important than Wilson.
Yeah, but see, the thing about Wilson is
She made the
Tom
movie
Hanks
worse.
also made a movie with the word Wilson in it. So you gotta make that character double important.
See the Family Guy? Where Peter's like, Wilson, what are we gonna do now? And the ball's like, my name is Voight, dumbass.
I have not seen that. We're gonna watch that on YouTube after we're done recording.
What's your 4?
My 4 is Robin Hood.
Can't believe he's 4.
Robin Hood, and I actually put Robin Hood on there because I want
Well, this is
to.
my 3, so we'll say your 4 is my 3. Robin Hood
Yes.
is my 3, so we'll just go.
I want to shout. I want to.
Are you like
I'm
Robin
u-
of Locksley, or is this
I'm using this as an advertisement to advertise my sister's friend's book called Lady Thief.
Maid Mary?
And Scarlet. They were actually a series. My sister's friend Annie Goggin, who writes under the name A.C. Goggin, did a lot of research on Robin Hood stories and wrote a Robin Hood story from the perspective of the female.
Maid Marian?
Yes, in the
It's not her
Robin
her
Hood
actual name.
series. So I recommend it highly to everybody. Lady Thief and Scarlet are the first ones in the series. I didn't read this. I don't even know if there's a third one, but this is my sister's friend, and I thought they were very, very well done. A.C. Goggin is the author. Her real name is Annie. She went to high school with my sister, but a very good author, very well researched, and it was very interesting to get a different perspective, a female's perspective on the Robin Hood story. Well, of course, we all know Robin Hood.
I would love
stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
perspective.
Yeah, well, if Annie watches
Sheriff of
this,
Nottingham.
I'm gonna tell.
I want a Sheriff of Nottingham before I want to.
I'm gonna tell Leah to have Annie watch this, and maybe she will write a different perspective on it.
Or a Little John perspective.
And then we can play the song Robin Hood, Little John running through the...
Well, that's the thing. I do my hierarchy of Robin Hood movies. There's only 3 that I've seen, really. There was that new one that came out that was all like slow-mo-y flip-flops and cool effects and shit. I didn't watch it.
Crow, Men in Tights.
Men in Tights is the best Robin Hood movie.
And then
it's not even close.
Prince of Thieves.
Men in Tights is the best one, and it's not even close. Carrie Hughes is in movies that I love, clearly, because he's in Princess Bride and he plays Robin of Locksley. Because the dude is fucking hilarious. What do you think? Prince of Thieves is the best one?
I love Russell Crowe, so everything Russell Crowe is the best. Except for Noah. I hated the Noah's Ark movie that Russell Crowe was in. That was the worst thing Russell Crowe ever did. But the only bad Russell Crowe movie I've ever seen.
And then, like, slightly underneath Men in Tights is the Disney one.
I have never seen Men in Tights.
Okay. I'm going to tell my sister that because it's her favorite movie.
Is it really?
So there's a character.
So she's obviously never seen Shawshank.
Huh?
Or any of the Back to the Futures. Or any of the Star Warses.
She does the Star Wars.
And Robin Hood Men in Tights is her favorite movie?
Yeah.
She's never even seen Princess Bride.
Yes, she has.
I would take...
We watched Princess Bride a billion times. We watched Men in Tights a billion times. Okay, there's a character that plays Robin's butler, and he's blind, and his name is Blinken. Rachel's fucking plates on her car for like 8 years was Blinken. So, she loves Blinken.
I'm going to send her a DVD of Shawshank.
She's probably seen Shawshank. I'll ask her. It was Wednesday.
What about Training Day? Denzel won an Oscar for that.
It was Wednesday night. It was like 9:30, and I think I was watching the last hockey game. And she texted me, and she's in Omaha, or she was. So it was like 11:30 her time, and she goes, "You love those Funko things, right?" And I go, "Yeah, I fucking do." And she's like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you a Christmas present." And I go, "Hold up. If it's a Dragon Ball Z one, there's like a 92.6 million% chance that I already own it." And she's like, "Fuck." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry." And she's like, "Well, you have the Advent calendar?" I go, "There's a fucking Dragon Ball Z Advent calendar. Are you shitting me?" And she's like, "Okay, don't buy it. 'Cause I'm gonna buy it."
That's not fair. You're not even a Christian.
And then she goes,
"How are you gonna buy an Advent calendar? What the?"
For us, it's to count down the days until Christmas.
That's not right. That's not how it works.
So she's like, "By the way, I've been
Advent."
She's like, "By the way, this was my last day of residency, so I'm fucking drunk." And I was like, "That's." She only texts me when she's drunk. It's like,
yeah. Well,
text your
next
brother
time
when
she.
you're drunk.
Ooh,
Or if
this
she's
beer's
like
full. What the hell?
she wants to. They bought a Switch, so she's like, "What game should I get for Dexter?" And I was like, "Get Animal Crossing, so he can make an island, and then I can go on his island." And then I was like, "Get Mario Kart, so we can race online."
Get Shawshank so she can watch a good movie. All right,
I'll ask her if she's seen it. What is your 3?
Rockin' Robin. Tweet.
I almost put it in my list, and then I talked myself out of it.
Go Rockin' Robin.
Because I've never actually seen what physical Rockin' Robin looks like, or I just know he rocks through the treetops all day long. Robin and Bob Banana singing his song.
Yeah,
That's
all the
it.
little
All
birds
the
on
birds
Jaybird
Street. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they love to hear the Robin go tweet. It's almost like the president. Get it? Tweet.
I don't love to see the president.
Couple shout outs, Mr. Trump.
We'll tag him in this one.
Yeah, right?
At President Trump.
Wouldn't it be cool if he actually took an hour and a half out of his day to watch?
He'd take 5 minutes to watch the parts where we talk about him.
We'll have to. All right, I'm gonna actually write it in a tweet. Talk about President Trump at. That'd be cool. All right, Mr. President.
You know he doesn't. Actually, he probably does see all.
Actually,
He probably doesn't see his mentions. He just is like, let me tweet something right now.
well, maybe
He
one of the
probably
kids will.
Maybe it's the people that go through. He's mourning his brother, so I don't know if he'll. When you feel up to it, President Trump, maybe we'll make you laugh and then give you a moment of happiness in your grieving times.
That's true. Yeah, he's got a tough couple months ahead of him, so this would be a good time to laugh. And Mr. President, we promise if you keep watching us, we'll make you laugh throughout the rest of the campaign. And hey, I'm going to tell you what, I'm not sold on Joey and Kamala either.
You give us enough money, maybe we'll be the official supporting podcast of Trump 2020. My allegiance can be sold very easily. I will tell you that.
we certainly can be bought. That's
certainly can be bought.
Fast Talk Podcast is for sale. That is
definitely can be bought.
That is for sure. Also, I'm a big fan of The First Daughter.
That's all you.
Anyways, Rockin' Robin, Michael Jackson, and the Jackson 5.
Baby.
Great song. I mean, who doesn't love Rockin' Robin? Right?
You know the second verse?
Tweedledee, go Rockin' Robin goes with it.
No one knows the second verse.
I didn't even know there was.
I don't know the second
Rockin'
verse.
Robin, tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin.
Go rock, Robin, because we want to rock tonight. Yeah. You know what's funny? My mind goes into
All the day long, hopping and a bobbing.
No, my mind goes immediately to Rock Around the Clock. From that point in the song, my mind wants to jump to Rock
We're
Around
gonna
the Clock
rock
for some reason.
around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock.
So you go from Jackson
To the
5 to Buddy
Robin.
Holly. Oh no, Bill Haley in the comments. Sorry,
Bill Haley in the comments.
I'm sorry, Bill Haley.
All right,
I don't know why I went Buddy Holly.
and we've gone complete oldies for you. Yes.
Will
All right.
those always be oldies, no matter what? Like, I feel like it's grouped out. You have oldies, which was like 40s, 50s.
See, oldies
And
is a
then
different
classic rock,
perspective.
which I feel like was 60s, 70s. Then 80s is just 80s. And then you have alternative, which is like 90s. But
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
that
See-
shit is 30 years old
Oh, yeah.
and technically could be classic rock.
See, nowadays the kids consider like
Sorry.
what we think of the 80s and the 90s as oldies.
Yeah, no.
Like I heard Alice in Chains on the oldies station.
I've heard Sublime and Pearl Jam and Nirvana on the classic rock station.
Like
Well,
so
they are
back
Classic rock. Right?
back in the old days, my mom used to every Saturday morning before I woke up would turn on the oldies radio station and listen to that. And then one day Alice in Chains came on, and I'm like
Was a
lying
Man
in
the
bed,
Box.
and I was like, "Mom, you like Alice in Chains?" She's like, "No, just this is an oldie station."
Or was it Rooster?
And I'm like, Mom, this is Alice in Chains. I'm like, this is not oldies. This is the type of stuff I grew up with. And she's like, newsflash, you're 36 years old. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks a lot for making me feel old, you fucking parent of an old person. Hope you feel older now. Well,
Sucks, doesn't it?
yeah, but your kids are only in their 20s and teens. Wait till they're in their fucking 30s.
I know next year, 2021, my favorite album is going to hit 30 years old.
See?
Is that the Oneater soundtrack?
No, Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, now we're going to get a copyright hit on the podcast and not be able to make any money off of this.
Yeah, we're fucked on this episode.
Yeah. Not making any money on this podcast now.
Way to go, Ray.
Maybe President
Ugh.
Trump can help us out with that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're attack President
kill.
Trump again.
Kill the audio on just that part.
You know what, Mr. Trump, if you're listening, if you kill copyright claims and let anybody do whatever they want, whenever they want, it'd be so much better.
Not gonna happen.
A
Hashtag
musician like me
hashtag
would
make
never-
America great American
It's on the,
again. Make America
No,
great
musician
again.
and me is
MAGA.
like, no, like
Bobby Day is the original singer and writer.
Bobby Day.
Bobby Day.
All right, my two. Your two?
doesn't matter. Are they the same?
No, my two is your 5. I don't know what your 2 is.
We'll go my two then.
Oh, okay, your 2.
Conover, you're done.
Your 2 is Chris O'Donnell.
Sure. Dick Grayson.
Maybe.
Technically, there are 3 Robins. I can't remember the third one, but Dick Grayson is the first Robin,
You're all done.
and then I think Damian Wayne is the third Robin.
All
This is
done.
the middle Robin. I'm
Wait, his
missing.
last name is Wayne?
He's Batman's son.
Oh.
So Batman fucks and impregnates Talia al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul's daughter, and their son is Damian, and she hides Damian away from him. He doesn't know about Damian until Damian is like 10 years old. But because he's the son of Bruce Wayne and fucking Talia al Ghul, he's a fucking badass. So Batman's like, alright, I'll train you as Robin.
Oh, what the hell are you talking about?
Do you know Ra's al Ghul?
No,
Liam Neeson's character in the first Batman with Christian Bale.
I didn't watch it.
A ninja guy.
I didn't watch
Liam
it.
Neeson? You know who Liam Neeson is, right?
Or
Yes, I
Hindu
know.
or whatever it is.
Okay. So, you watch the third one?
No, it'd been like
I watched the
Tibet
one
or
with Heath
something.
Ledger.
Did you watch the one with Tom Hardy as Bane?
I only watched the one with Heath Ledger.
I can't bring anything home.
Oh, that's the that's a joke. Yeah, it's different.
Okay, so Ra's al Ghul is a bad guy. He runs the League of Shadows. He has what's called a Lazarus pit
Is that like
that gives
the,
him eternal life.
Is that like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
They're more badass than the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but they're bad.
Damn,
they wipe out
that's super
cities.
extraordinary.
So they took out Constantinople. They took out Rome. They took down the Mongol
Isn't it
Empire.
Istanbul?
It was Constantinople at the time.
Oh.
Yes.
So he's immortal.
Is
And
that
he
why
has-
it became Istanbul?
Kinda
Because
like Taiwan
Constantinople was
used to
too
be
strong?
Formosa.
Yeah, they probably took over Constantinople, fucked it up, and renamed it Istanbul.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, he has a daughter, Talia,
What
who's
an
like
ass.
a semi-good, semi-bad, whenever she wants to be. Well, she loves Bruce Wayne. So they fuck, obviously. And then she gets pregnant, and her kid is Damian Wayne, who becomes a Robin.
Wait, hold on. How old is she?
Hmm?
How old is
She's
she?
Bruce Wayne's age.
But she was old enough to screw up Constantinople?
No, this is his. He's immortal. Who knows when he fucked the mom that gave birth
Oh,
to Talia?
okay,
They probably
alright.
talk about. I don't go that deep into Batman. I just know Ra's al Ghul's
Alright.
story. And so yeah, she's her daughter. Damian Wayne is their son. Yes,
Yeah,
but
Batman
Dick Grayson.
goes really deep, like
Dick-
kind of like Superman.
Dick Grayson was the first Robin. So say I'm talking about him.
On TV.
One day, Pete sent me a text and was like, "Who's your favorite superhero?" And I replied back, "David Ortiz." And he's like, "I knew you'd come up with some stupid fucking answer like that."
Who was the second Robin?
I can't think of his name.
Chris O'Donnell!
Yes, Chris O'Donnell.
That's the actor. There's 3 Robins like in comic book lore.
Well, I'm talking about
That's just Chris O'Donnell.
because you said Dick Grayson, so
Chris O'Donnell plays Dick
I know
Grayson.
that's the character.
Dick Grayson is Chris O'Donnell's character.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's-
Dick Grayson turns into Nightwing, who basically is the Batman of a city in that world called Bloodhaven. So there's Gotham City and there's Bloodhaven, and Nightwing is like the Batman of. Well, I think it's called Bloodhaven. I'd have to look it up again.
Where's Metropolis?
According to the comic, in the DC cinematic universe, they're across the bay from one another.
Like Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Is there a big harbor between Minneapolis
San
and St.
Francisco,
Paul?
Oakland.
I would say San
Yeah,
Francisco, Oakland. That's what it's like.
Oakland. So there's one good.
But
Gotham City's good and Metropolis is shitty.
They filmed all the Dark Knight movies in Chicago, though. That's where they filmed them all.
Pittsburgh and Bane, a little bit in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that was Heinz Field that they used.
Yes.
Yeah, and they used the Steelers.
Yeah.
You didn't see the one with Bane.
I have them all on DVD.
Tom Hardy is fantastic.
Well, it's because Ray gives me all these DVDs and movies I gotta watch, so I got this list like 1,000 miles long. Still haven't seen Blazing
Batman
Saddles.
Begins. Before.
Yeah, watch that and you get the
Watch
kind
the
of get the
first
story
one,
of
because that's how
Batman.
he becomes Batman. It's fucking
They
fantastic.
should have kept
like-
that
Anyway, so
that
Dorset,
storyline going.
the way that they ended The Dark Knight Rises, which is the one with Bane, is Batman leaves his legacy to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, who's supposed to be
Joseph
Robin.
Gordon-Levitt
He's
is
supposed to be
Robin. Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually should be Robin. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like, is the perfect Robin.
Well, you know who's going to be the new
If
Batman?
they'd have kept the storyline going
George
in that
Clooney?
one, it would have been that way.
Ben
But
Affleck.
Affleck.
Cedric Diggory.
That
Cedric
was the
Diggory?
next Batman.
Yeah, Robert Patterson.
Screwed it up.
Screwed it up.
Robert Patterson's the next Batman.
Why?
What?
Because different guys
Wait,
came
that
on
was
board
he was
and
Cedric Diggory?
just changed everything.
Oh, that totally changes my opinion of him.
You didn't know he was Cedric
Christian
Diggory?
Bell's ready to
Nah.
go all the way.
Is it for the better or
He
for
was
the
ready to
worse?
take it as
For
far
the
as ever.
better.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Very
he could've,
interesting.
and he could've. He's still young enough.
I did actually know that Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, but I had forgotten.
I forgot he played Cedric Diggory.
A lot of people,
No,
see, to me, everybody always is like, what's the better Batman? And you know what? Like, listen,
Michael Keaton's I loved.
Adam West, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, you know, they all play, Christian Bale, all play different types of Batmans, you know. But the real question should be, who's the better Joker? Who
Ledger.
is the better Joker? Jack Nicholson?
Heath Ledger.
Heath
It's
Ledger?
not even close.
Joaquin
Didn't
Phoenix?
we talk about this? We've talked about this.
Joaquin?
I haven't seen that yet. I need to. I don't know
Yeah.
how I haven't
I
seen
even
it yet,
saw that.
but I haven't seen
Joaquin
it.
was amazing, wasn't he?
Yes.
He
That's
was good,
so
but
I'm disqualified then. I can't comment on that because I
didn't like
haven't
that
seen Joaquin.
But Jack
Phoenix's yet.
Nicholson was great though too.
he was great.
He was
Weren't
comic
those
book
three
hero.
guys like amazing? Isn't like
No, who played?
shouldn't we
Caesar-
stop the
Caesar-
Batman
Caesar
debate?
Romero.
in the
Caesar
TV.
Romero.
Yeah,
But
he was
he
very
wouldn't shave
good,
his
too.
mustache, so they had to do the green paint
Yeah.
over his mustache. It
And
was-
that's the older Joker, which is in Joker with Joaquin, the kid is Batman. And of course, if that story goes on, then Batman grows up, and then Joaquin's character Joker is an old man and the Joker. That's where that comes from. So, anyway.
Yeah.
yeah. So Batman's Robin is my second best Robin.
Was it he the one with Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah, that one was with Arnold as Mr. Freeze,
Yeah.
and Uma Thurman played Poison Ivy. I like that one.
Yeah,
It's
that was-
so
that
bad,
was
but I
good.
still like it because I watched it.
It was bad.
And
And
also
the Bane
Uma
in that
Thurman.
one was a different kind of weird.
I mean, Uma Thurman kind of.
Is that the one with Tommy Lee Jones?
That was Batman
Forever.
Forever. That was
the
with Jim
Riddler-
Carrey.
Jim
Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones.
The Riddler and
That one was
Two-Face.
that one was sucky.
That was pretty bad.
That was Val Kilmer.
I did like Carrey's Riddler though.
It was
awesome.
good.
It was
Yeah, he
awesome.
was good.
It was
That was
awesome.
just a role built for Jim Carrey.
They haven't
Totally.
tried to do the
Totally.
Riddler since. Like they've done another
That's a
Two-Face.
tough one.
They've
That's
done a
tough
bunch
one.
of Jokers. They haven't done a Penguin again. They have not done the Penguin again since Danny DeVito.
Yeah, his Penguin.
His Penguin was really good.
Yeah, it was.
His Penguin was
But
good.
even Michelle Pfeiffer, they recast Catwoman.
Well, Halle Berry did a great.
Halle
No,
Berry,
that
yeah.
movie sucks.
I liked it.
That movie was
alright.
garbage. And all that was
Ray's
eye
a big
candy.
Halle Berry fan.
All that was eye candy. To see her in a half an outfit.
You know.
Same with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
All right. I don't know.
Robin Roberts is you too?
My two is Robin Roberts. Robin Roberts. You know Robin Roberts nowadays from Good Morning America. She moved to Good Morning, to ABC when ABC bought ESPN, but longtime ESPN anchor. She'd anchor the Sunday morning shows on
I
ESPN.
swear I've seen her covering some WNBA stuff.
Probably. Robin Roberts
She
is awesome. She's an amazing anchor. She does news. She does sports. I think when we were growing up in the
Cancer
80s and the 90s, yeah, there were two real women that did sports: Robin Roberts and Linda Cohn. And it wasn't like nowadays where you get all these females and they're pretty blondes reading from a teleprompter. Robin Roberts and Linda Cohn, these women were like awesome sportscasters.
I'm the team Linda Cohn 100 times out of 100 though.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
I love Linda Cohn.
I love Linda Cohn, and given the choice, I wouldn't be able to choose between Linda Cohn and Robin Roberts. I love Robin Roberts. She has survived cancer, I
would very
believe,
easily
twice.
choose Linda
She
Cohn. No
she
offense,
is
I'm talking
she's
about
an awesome person. She's an inspiration to girls everywhere. She opened the doors to sports for young women all over the world, and she's a cancer survivor. You can't say enough about anybody that beats cancer. Arthur Ashe Courage Award winner. I love her. Great person. Yes, please. And that's it. Let's go. Number one, Robin. I mean,
This might be the most obvious number one of all the number ones we've done.
let's ask Ray and Elizabeth. Number one, Robin of all time.
We shouldn't even have to think about it. Thank you.
Yeah, Robin Williams. Piece of cake.
First one
right?
that comes to mind.
Yeah,
He's
Robin.
the best. It's like all the other Robins added together don't equal the greatness of Robin Williams.
Yeah, no. She's brilliant.
Yeah, Robin Williams. I'm glad I got the chance to see him. I got to see him a couple years back on my birthday. Back in 06,
Stand-up?
he was at MGM, yeah.
Hey.
Oscar winner. I mean, I got to connect this.
Yeah. Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Game 6 of the 1975 World Series. I had to see about a girl, so Madison props. The one time he won an Oscar was the one time he wore a Red Sox jacket. So, just things to think about, folks, when
He
you're
didn't get
picking your
anything for the
wardrobe.
Genie? I thought he did.
I think she
should have gotten an award for Genie.
Maybe that was supporting actor because it wouldn't have been. But it's still an Oscar that.
It's an animated thing, though. Animated is completely different.
Oh, that's true. I
It's
guess
a
you're
voice thing.
Yeah. Robin Williams was.
When he plays a bad guy,
Comedian.
Those are weird ones, but
Those are.
there was a couple of movies where he was good though. He was good.
He was.
Good Lord, I did not.
I don't
Should've
think there
got an
was
Oscar for that.
anything that Robin Williams did that people didn't just run out to see. You know, he was awesome. He is truly missed to this day. I think.
Mrs. Doubtfire too. She got an Oscar.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. Wow.
It was a comedy.
Hey,
that's the thing.
if Hillary Swank,
There's a YouTube video that someone turned Mrs.
Hey,
Doubtfire into a horror
Tootsie,
flick.
Tootsie get,
It's
Oscars?
hilarious.
Yeah.
if
Work in Mindy, but that was a show.
That was a great show.
That was a good.
yeah, if Hillary Swank can win an Oscar for playing a boy, Robin Williams should win an Oscar for playing a
mine
woman.
goes back
That's
to
for sure.
mine goes back to Aladdin because that was my childhood growing up. Like, you know, Rachel and I
Yeah.
watched Disney movies religiously. and we always go back-
10,000
yeah.
years.
9-year-old me had every line the genie ever said in that movie like memorized, and I would like go to my grandma's house and like fucking perform it for her.
I can't believe
She
it.
had no
I'm losing
idea
to
what
a rug.
Aladdin was or anything, but she's just watching her grandson just perform some fucking monologue that he had memorized because I had watched Aladdin so many times. When he's like, hang on a second, and he hangs Aladdin like on a hook. And then it's funny because I didn't know any of the references when I was a kid, and now I go back and watch them. I'm like, okay, that's Ed Sullivan. When he does the puppet, I can't think of that guy's name. But, you know, the Rodney Dangerfields, the Jack Nicholson, listen up, Sparky, this is the deal. You want to, you know, you got to be a straight shooter, dude. You got it. That kind of shit. Or when he's the bee, and he's like, want me to sting her? You know?
Yeah. Do you think they just kind of let him go and
No,
do his
they didn't
thing?
write a script for him. They
He just-
animated.
he just
There's
let him-
another movie. The
animated
animators
Flash.
did not animate the genie until they recorded all of Robin Williams'
That's fucking
his
awesome.
dialogue because they were like, "Here's what Aladdin's gonna say," or has been go.
That's fucking awesome. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
There's
That's just the
weird
kind of guy he
theories
was.
out there that like they're like Aladdin takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, and that's how Genie knows all of those references from pop culture. Anything can happen with Disney. There's theories that tie Tarzan to the girls in Frozen and Ariel. Like it's like the ship that sank that Ariel discovers was Elsa and Anna's mom and dad on their way to go to Rapunzel's wedding.
Oh, you see, like the
They
medallion
tied them
thing,
all
right.
in, and like Tarzan's parents were on the same, not same boat, but on the way to get there, and they got lost and somehow ended in Africa.
There's references in all.
I'm just gonna say that these people have
Way too much time on
what
their
they
hands.
call too much time on their hands.
But you see it. If you watch the movies, you see all the little things.
Well, that's what they'll do. They put little subtle things in their
Yep.
movies
Yep.
too. And then there's a wild one that the witch in Brave is somehow Boo from Monsters Inc. or something like that. It's
Y'all got way too much time on your
I don't
hands.
know. I'd have to watch that again. I've been watching Shrek with Tyson.
well, that's
And that goes
But
way
that's-
back.
that's not
He's always done that
that's
shit.
DreamWorks.
Tyson's
I
a
know,
dog.
It's different. I know, but he likes to be quiet. And watch
Does he like
videos
Donkey?
with me.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch the first one or the second Shrek?
The first one.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I like the second one when Genie's where Donkey's like in the morning I'm making waffles.
There you go.
All right.
But yeah,
I think
that's
that's- I think that's good.
I didn't even get to Hook yet.
Mm.
Also,
I got a
childhood
joke.
movie.
Where did Captain Hook buy his hook?
Never mind.
At the second-hand store.
Uh,
Get it? Get it? Get it?
funny.
Also, my nephew loves the Crocodile song. So.
All right. I think that's good. Robin Williams is number one. That's
R.I.P.
about it for Fast Talk, right? I think.
That's it for Fast Talk.
All right. We'll be back next week. Go
Top
Knights
five,
go.
Something.
Another 2 hours.
Hopefully, we'll take the series.
Holy shit.
If this goes to 7, we'll have Anthony on again before the 7.
Oh yeah, I like it when Anthony's on. That's nice. All right, guys. I gotta pee.
Good
Go
news
Knights
tomorrow.
go.
Go Knights
See you
go.
later. Miller Lite. Drink Miller Lite.